Hey guys, it's Siobhan with The Kitty and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a couple of different topics in my energy update, so let's just jump right into it. As some of you may know, July 20th was the 50-year anniversary of the moon landing, and I wanted to talk about a prophecy that surrounds that anniversary and where we're at now as of July 20th, 2019 and moving forward. So Chico Xavier, born Francisco de Paulo Candido, was a well-known philanthropist and psychic medium from Brazil. He transcribed over 490 books through a process which he called psychography, but which would today be known as automatic writing, which is a form of channeling. So he channeled thousands of spirits, writing their stories, their poems, letters to their loved ones who were still here on Earth. And he also channeled a lot of information that related to the future. One of Chico's most well-known predictions revolves around the moon landing. He stated that humanity would be given a 50-year extension period within which to choose the path of peace. From July 20th, 1959 to July 20th, 2019, if humanity had not entered into World War III or used any more nuclear weaponry, then we would be considered advanced enough to enter into the galactic community, of which we've always been a part, but we weren't necessarily aware of. Chico predicted that after this period of assessment, humanity would gradually become more and more aware of our galactic visitors, and that our advancement as a species would accelerate exponentially. So we're going to see leaps and bounds in all fields, everything from medicine and technology to art and literature. And I've actually been picking up on this information through channelings a lot. If you look back at a lot of the past energy updates, I've been receiving information about this new renaissance. So this is what this is in relation to. So I highly recommend watching the subtitled video entitled Data Limite, which details Chico's prediction and how it relates to disclosure. I will provide the link in the description box below. So now we've surpassed this date without incident. It is now July 22nd at the time that I'm recording this. So we did it. We made it. We're now on the path of peace. We have passed our preliminary entry test, and now we're moving forward toward these advancements as a species, as well as being welcomed into our intergalactic family. So disclosure of extraterrestrial contact has already begun to gain traction in the collective and is being reflected by the demand to raid Area 51. Although this may seem comical and there are hundreds of memes and jokes surrounding the idea, it's not the raid that's important, but rather the amount of people who are demanding disclosure and the exposure that this demand is getting via social media and conventional media outlets. Whether or not it's taken seriously is of little consequence. The massive spotlight that this is shining on the issue of extraterrestrial life is what's really important at this moment. That being said, direct public disclosure will not happen overnight, but the process has begun, and bit by bit the world will be prepared for this information to be released. Many will still have fear due to the negative programming that was previously imprinted, so this process must be slow and steady to prevent widespread panic. Those of us who are ready and waiting, who are aware and unafraid, we may be impatient, but we really have to remain respectful of the awakening process and those who are just taking their baby steps. We really don't want to rush this because it could cause problems. So they're going at their own pace. Everything's in divine timing. Also, on that topic, the next big wave of awakening individuals are beginning to rub the sleep from their eyes. They're starting to ask questions. So we as light workers, as awakened and aware individuals, must be there to assist these newly awakening members of humanity. We're not meant to sit back and watch things unfold saying, I told you so. We're meant to be the guides for those who are wiping the sleep from their eyes, from those who are waking up from these comas that they've been in for their entire lives. So just like a coma patient would wake up, they're going to be groggy, they're going to be disoriented, they're not going to be sure where to go or what to do, and we are going to be there to assist them, to help them to get their footing and then walk with purpose. So July 21st to the 25th, we are undergoing a massive purification process as a collective. The solar eclipse on July 2nd, the partial lunar eclipse on July 16th, the 6 astrological bodies that are currently in retrograde, including Chiron, which is the wounded healer, as well as the dark moon, which is the second new moon in this month, have already begun this process. We are well underway in our karmic purging as individuals and as a collective. We are purging and healing everything from past life karma, childhood traumas, generational and ancestral DNA imprints, to multidimensional and alternate timeline potentials. The 25th of this month, so July 25th, is known as the Day Out of Time. The ancient Mayans and Egyptians revered this day as the ending of the Galactic year. So I'm going to read some quotes from crystallinks.com, and I'll provide the information and the website down in the description box below. They say the Day Out of Time is the culmination of the 13 moon calendar year, originated from the Mayan science of time. On July 25th, Sirius rises with the sun. This day is observed as a day free of time in the 13 moon calendar. The Day Out of Time realigns the 13 moon calendar to the solar year and realigns humanity into renewed appreciation for our inherent divinity and connection to nature. The 13 moon calendar is a solar, lunar, galactic calendar that measures time from fourth dimensional quantitative and qualitative perspectives, revealing the synchronic and cyclical nature of time. The 13 moon calendar is comprised of 13 28-day months, just as there are 13 lunations in a solar year. This calendar respects the feminine aspects of nature and integrates them in the reckoning of time. So the Day Out of Time this year, it marks the end of a 13-year cycle, as well as a 13,000-year cycle. 13 is the number of the divine feminine, and we are healing many aspects of the detrimental, negative patriarchal structure of oppression. We all hold the vibration of the divine feminine. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, we all have this divine feminine energy within us. Predominantly masculine beings are thus integrating more of their feminine aspects at this time, and predominantly feminine beings are undergoing intense healing of the archetype of divine feminine, dating all the way back to Lilith in the Garden of Eden. So Lilith is most often depicted as a negative archetypal female. Sometimes she's portrayed as a demon or even a succubus of some kind, but the true story of Lilith as Adam's first wife has been completely bastardized by patriarchy to oppress the strong female. Lilith was the original feminist, but she did not seek to oppress the male. Quite the opposite. She actually wanted her rights and wishes to be respected as equal to a man's. Lilith was created from the earth, as was Adam. She was the female counterpart, equal to the male in her origin, but she refused to lay beneath Adam in the act of reproduction, and was therefore cast from the Garden of Eden by Adam for her resistance. Ooh, interesting that I almost just said whore. That is a Freudian slip. She has been subsequently labeled as a promiscuous female energy, which is false. She henceforth absorbed all oppression that was inflicted on females. She became a mirror for the manipulation, oppression, and abuse of the divine feminine, and the oppression of the divine sexuality that females hold within them. We are now, as a collective, healing these traumas, these imbalances caused by the negative patriarchal structure, and returning ourselves to a time of equality, where the divine feminine is revered and honored for her sacred gifts of creation and her ability to nurture, and where the divine masculine is honored and revered for his earthly strength and his ability to take action. These aspects are also healing the timelines of Atlantis, as they also relate to the divine feminine energy. So 2020 is the beginning of the full activation of the divine feminine energy rising within the collective. And I'm going to read some quotes from foreverconscious.com. as it relates to 2020 and the rise of the divine feminine. So when the planet is in lower vibrations, it lacks balance between feminine and masculine energy. But as the consciousness and vibration of the planet increases, balance and unity is found. We are moving towards this state of higher consciousness, or the golden age, and therefore we are slowly starting to see the rise of the feminine. In 2020, there's going to be a movement in the works where feminine consciousness, feminine power, and all of these yin principles need to be honored and given room to shine. 2020 brings one of the most talked about planetary meetings in the astrological community, the meeting of Pluto and Saturn. While it remains to be seen what this rare celestial alignment is going to bring, it really seems that a huge tipping point is in the works and that these two planets are supporting huge change. The time is now to rise. The time to start honoring the feminine is now. And we can all start doing this in the way that feels right to us. So then they give some suggestions on how to honor the feminine yin energy. So you can spend more time in a reflective state, doing meditations, tuning into your inner wisdom and intuition in order to make decisions instead of your logical, analytical mind, communicating with others with an open mind, keeping an open heart, feeling compassion for the world around you, spending time by the water, honoring the menstrual cycle, and knowing that this is a time of power, not a time of inconvenience. And did you know that males also go through hormone shifts cycles throughout the month as well? So males can honor this within themselves as it relates to the menstrual cycle. Accentuating your femininity in any way that you see fit, remove gender stereotypes, express yourself, and especially express yourself creatively. So doing creative projects and hobbies is very much tapping into that divine feminine principle. And so today we actually have the feast day of Mary Magdalene on July 22nd, 2019. So Mary Magdalene is, again, very much this representation of this divine feminine energy. So today is the perfect day to begin embracing your own inner feminine, whether you're male or female. So I hope you guys enjoyed this energy update about the galactic family that we have, the prediction of Chico Xavier, as well as the energy around the current dates that we're in and that we're moving towards as it relates to karmic purging and the divine feminine rise. If you guys would like to book a personal reading or a private healing session with me, I am a certified holographic Usui Reiki master. I specialize in all types of energy healing, from past life to galactic origins to cord cutting and entity removal as well. If you guys would like a personal reading, I do tarot and oracle cards with the intention for healing. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. I love you. I honor you. We are rising together as one. Bye, guys. We'll see you later.